So, today we got so many boxes in. So, we're going to go through them and maybe rearrange them or whatever and decide which books are going where. And there seems to be a lot more non-fiction this book run. We are first going to go through the fiction box. I have no idea. I haven't even looked at these yet. I have no idea what's in here. So if you want to come with me on this journey to find out what they are, of course, after I finish the video, I'll put them in the description. But as of now, I have no idea. As the start of this video, I have no idea what's in this box. I believe it to be a box of fiction, but I could be wrong. I will put the description, the titles in the description after I do the video. But before doing that, I have to actually go through the box. So I'm going to go through it with you. I hope you will join me. Welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina KRSTINA. This is where we read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that stuff going on here. And I just literally got back from a conference over the weekend. And you probably can't tell, but I've been up for 72 hours. I haven't had any sleep, so I'm a little off today. So if you could just stick with me, I would so appreciate it. Okay, so come over here. Let's get to this. Oh, shoot. Excuse me, nose drip. There's no special editing here. Ugh. Somebody put the price tag right smack in the middle of the book. We just did her for the Amish a couple months ago. Beverly Lewis. The Covenant. And there's no... So do you like it? It's not even here. Do you like it when you can pick up the book and read the back, but this doesn't tell you exactly what's in it, and there's no synopsis inside? So all it says is, following such bestsellers as The Shunning and The Postcard, Beverly Lewis' explosive new novel, The Covenant, unveils the layers of deeply rooted Amish tradition as seen through the eyes of Leah and Sadie Ebersol, two courting-age sisters. So that's that one. I'm going to take the price tag off the cover. I have no idea. No idea. Although, this looks like it could be in my reading genre. So we might hang on to this. We'll have to see. We have to see what it's about. I don't know what it's about. So let's see if we can find out the title here. Let's see if we can do this. Coreene Callahan, Fury of Obsession, Dragon Fury novel. Dragon warrior Venom lives in self-imposed isolation, cursed by his toxic touch. He is deadly to anyone who has contact with him for too long. Set apart from others and hounded by intense loneliness, he craves the latest connection he believes he cannot possess, until a chance encounter with a sultry mortal offers a ray of hope. Evelyn is the woman of Venom's every desire, but she's too busy running from the Russian mob to think about love. As she accepts Venom's offer to help her escape her precarious situation, she's skeptical, afraid that he's in league with those who sent to harm her. But when a biological weapon is unleashed in her hometown, Evelyn is forced to trust Venom or risk the dangers of going alone. What a contrast! What a contrast! I have no idea. Me Talk Pretty One Day, David Sedaris. I have no idea. There's no the most side-splitting work to date. The stories chronicle Sadia's time in Paris, are painfully fish-out-of-water tales about the difficulty of learning the language and the near impossibility of translating the culture. Oh, okay. The golfers Carol Robert Bailey. At some point in our lives, most golfers like to imagine playing a round of golf with our sporting heroes, a heavenly foursome comprised of the greats of the game and maybe a missing loved one or two. On the morning of his 40th birthday, Randy Clark believes the only way he can help his family is to end it all. Standing in the Tennessee River in the Dakota, Alabama, with his dreams of pro golf career long gone, his marriage struggling, and his facing financial ruin, Randy sees no other alternative to help his wife and daughter but to jump, which he plans to do in the next 24 hours. But his plans are put on hold when the ghost of his friend, who lived out the fantasy of playing with the PGA Tour, reveals to Randy that he will be given a wonderful gift. 4 rounds of golf with his heroes, the champions he looked up to his whole life, and with a life-changing and lesson to impart. So it's like the Ghost of Christmas Past, only with golf. This one doesn't have a jacket on it. Ah, it's signed. The special edition was specially bound by the publisher. Like I said, it's signed, and it says mahogany. Uh, Sue Miller, 2020. Now this book would be worth a couple pennies if whoever bought it didn't get rid of the jacket. Paradise Sky, Joe R. Lansdale. Oh, somebody wanted to sell it for a quarter. Uh, so this has been a few places. Let's see. Young Willie is on the run, having fled his small Texas farm, when an infamous local landowner murdered his father. A man named Loving takes him in and trains him in the fine arts of shooting, riding, reading, and gardening. When Loving dies, Willie rechristens himself Nate Love in tribute to his mentor and heads west. In Deadwood, South Dakota Territory, Nat becomes a Buffalo soldier and is befriended by Wild Bill Hickok. After Nat wins a famous shooting match, his peerless marksmanship and charm earn him the nickname Deadwood Dick, as well as the love of a woman. But the hellhounds are still on his trail, and they brutally attack Nate's love bride. Pursuing the men who drove his wife mad, Nate turns south for a final deadly showdown with those who would strip him of his home, his love, his freedom, and his life. Ah. As the Lily Grows, Sue Kirby. Libby Watson's prayers are being answered in ways she never expected. Now that she's given up running the general store in her small Illinois town and is no longer responsible for delivering the mail, she has more time to write for the local newspaper, but her dreams of getting an education seems beyond her grasp. Lily's life is busy and full, centered around family and friends. Her pregnant sister-in-law Abigail, whose sudden visit suggests secret troubles, her friend Maddie, whose scandalous past follows her to the present, and Naomi McCure, who yearns to heal a broken marriage. Despite all their faults and fatalities, Libby struggles to resist making judgments and to see deeper into their hearts. Isn't it weird? Have you seen a jacket completely plain? We've had a couple like that. What's the... Oh, you know what this is? This is an ARC. This is an ARC. 1997. There's no price tag or anything up there. The Barefoot Man by Davis GRUBB. In the strength and simplicity of language, Davis GRUBB is unique in modern American fiction. His new novel is perhaps the most searing and convincing work to come out of the American agony since the 30s of Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath. Dickinson is in his ability to recreate the true gritty atmosphere of a scene, a place, and an equality built to turn ordinary people into pretentious figures larger than life, but not less real for being so. See what happens there? Joshua in the Holy Land. A blazing sun beat upon the desert sands, painting strange images across an overboard. Can't read it. There's a piece of tape. Overrated horizon. A lonely figure walked with determination step along a trackless path towards his destination. His loose brown pullover shirt, his tan pants, his sandals seemed out of place in the desert. Fool's Parade, Davis GRUBB. Maddie Appleyard, convicted murderer, has served 47 years in Glory Penitentiary, salting away his prisoner's meager earnings in the prisoner's work and hope savings plan of the local bank. When he is pardoned and set loose in 1935, Maddie is the proud possessor of a check for $25,452. Together with two fellow ex-convicts, Johnny Jesus and Lee Cottrell, he hopes to open a general store to compete with some companies in Stone Cold. I just dumped all the books. Ugh, Lord. Ah, this one should prove interesting. Uh, let's see. Michael Vey, Hunt for Jaded Dragon. After sinking the elegant flagship boat, the Ampere, and disrupting the Alglen plans to overthrow the small island nation of Tuvalu, Michael and the Electron clan are flown to a secret compound to prepare for their next mission, rescuing a child, genius, and autistic Chinese girl named Jade Dragon, who will solve the problem of the Eglins are having replicating their children. Here's a lady we see all the time. Danielle Steele. Hotel. And we're splitting. The old hotel was run down, born to Swiss Hughes Martin, a young ambitious hotelier trained in the most illustrious European traditions. It is rough diamond tucked away on a quiet, perfectly situated Manhattan street. After begging and borrowing every penny he could scrape together, Hughes purchased the building and transformed it into one of the world's luxurious hotels. Let's see. Joshua in the City, Joseph F. GRUBB. There are times when human race falls so deeply into despair that it seems only a visit of God can bring it back from the brink of utter devastation. So many people, they look at the dangerous problems in today's society for the fear that we live in such a time. With this characteristic warm and sincerity, Josh makes his eagerly awaited return to his answer to his fear as he confronts the needs and injustices that face the residents of the nameless city. Um, Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. 16-year-old and not so openly gay Simon Spear prefers to save his drama for the school nurse, but when an email falls into the wrong hands, his secret life is at risk of being thrust into the spotlights. Now Simon is actually being blackmailed. If he doesn't play a wingman for the class clown Martin, his sexual identity will be revealed. James Baldwin, Another Country. Set in Greenwich Village, Harlem, France, among other locales, Another Country is a novel of passion, sexual, racial, political, artistic, that is stunning for the emotional intensity, haunting sensuality of its times. Okay. 1960. All right, reprinted in 1990. I'm like, there's no way this is from 1960. Anne Rivers Siddones, Downtown. Set up on the cusp of the country's great social movements, youth, women's peace, and civil rights in the year before the love turned to anger and the peace to militancy. Downton is the story of Smokey O'Donnell, her career, her heart. I haven't had much sleep, sorry. Oh, this is a little on the slides, Phil. Oh, okay. Um, let's do this one first. This has been made into a movie. This was at one point hot, 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 hot. 2006 already? Eat, Pray, Love. In her early 30s, Elizabeth Gilbert has everything a modern American woman was supposed to want: husband, country home, successful career. But instead of feeling happy and fulfilled, she felt consumed by panic and confusion. The wise and rapturous book is the story of how she left behind all these outward marks of success and of what she found in their place. Now we have two pieces of literature. George Eliot, Middlemarch. By the time the novel appeared to a tremendous popular and critical acclaim in 1871-2, George Eliot was recognized as England's finest living novelist. It was her ambition to create a whole world and portray a whole community, tradesmen, middle class, country gentry, in the rising middle town of Middlebrook. Sorry. Another classic. I know a couple of people who'd like this, so we may see if we can find somebody without giving this. It'll probably end up at the thrift store though. Um, I can't find the copyright page. Oh, there it is. 1967. Pretty clean for a book from 67. Moby Dick. Jacqueline WINSPEAR. Elegy for Eddie. Early 1933 to costermongers at Covent Gardens, sellers of fruit and vegetables on the streets of London. Eddie Pettit was a gentle soul with a near magical gift for working with horses. When Eddie is killed in a violent accident, the grief coasters are deeply skeptical about the cause of death. Can they figure it out? Who would want to kill Eddie and why? Um, Now why? I have to question these people. Um, I, this book is a massively hot seller. Maybe we'll take this one. It's a little wrinkled on the top. This didn't even go in the. It's been exposed to like warmth or something, so the top of the pages are a little moisture. This is the hot. When 20-year-old nursing student Frances Frankie McGrath hears these words in a revelation, raised in the sun-drenched idyllic world of the Southern California and her shelters by her conservative parents, she has always prided herself on doing the right thing. But in 1965, the world is changing, and she suddenly dares to imagine a different future for herself. When her brother ships off to Vietnam, she joins the Army Corps and follows his path. This is one of the best books out there. It's got the highest reviews. And we did her. And we'll end with a Regency and a naked guy on the cover. Oh, it's splitting. Born into riches and groomed in English luxury, Margaret Armstrong didn't belong in a Scottish chieftain's devil-may-care world. 3 years ago, she fled their marriage of convenience and hasn't looked back, except to relieve the moments spent in the wild, rugged Aaron McKettrick's passionate embrace, but as their respective countries fragile, united, threatens to unravel. Margaret must return to her husband to uncover his role in the treachery before her family can be accused of it. 2016. Oh, the pages are coming out of the book. So that's why This one didn't even make it into the shop. Well, that's it. That's it of the first box. What'd you think? Did you see anything? Oh, and speaking of my loyal followers, Leaf Sonata, Seabrook, Judy Hancock, and Selena, I want to thank you for your support. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much.